So from browser, anywhere it will open. You don't need to log into the gem server. So to do the practice and everything. So just open this URL in your browser or mobile or any device, you can open it. So it will connect it. It will ask the username and password. Just open it here. Then you can do the practice from here as well, which means you don't need to log into the gem server. So directly it will open in your browser, it will open the gem server from here. So you can do the practice from here. You can do the practice like, so you can access all the transaction codes and everything here. So this is the one more way. So which means you don't need to log into the gem server. So directly you can open so you no need any logon pad. Directly you can open in the browser level web GUI, you can open it. Okay. So that is what we have to, so you can use it alternatively in case if you want. So in case if you want to practice, you can use this one. Coming to our topics. So yesterday we are discussing about the SAP related performance transaction codes, ST01 tracing, ST0105 are the tracing related transaction codes we discussed. Then ST02, the buffers, hit ratio, swaps, everything we discussed. Then ST03 or ST03N, both are same. ST03 or ST03N. So both are same transaction codes here. So it will give you your system workload analysis we can find out, right? This is what we discussed yesterday here. So how the SAP system is behaving. So what is the response time? What is the yesterday's behavior? What is the today's behavior? So last 5 minutes, last 10 minutes, right? So all the information will be recorded. All the information will be tracked here, right? So load, what used, so what transactions are executed, which user, so what transactions he used, what is the response time. So all the information we can find out from here. All the information, just you can provide the timelines here, time period, last 5 minutes, 10 minutes time period, you can provide it. Just you can just to you can grab the data from the systems here, right? You can grab the system data from your SAP systems here. Means performance issues here. So this way we can check it out. So apart from that, DB related transaction codes here. So DBA related transaction code. So what is mean DBA means database administrator related transaction codes, which means sometimes the customers don't have the access to some customers they don't have the access to so database level HANA Studio, then OS level they don't have the access. In that case, how they can perform this type of activities here? How they can perform the activities here, right? So how they can perform the activities and all those things here. So in this case, we can use the DBA related transaction codes are called DBA related transaction codes are called so we have DBA Cockpit. We have so DBA, we have the DBA Cockpit related transaction code called so DBA Cockpit is the one of the transaction code. Here we can see all the database related whatever we do as part of the HANA Studio or database level monitoring, everything we can use it using the DBA Cockpit transaction code here. So DB01, DB02, right? So DB13, then DB12, then so DB12, DB13, and also so these are the DB related. So this is a DB01, DB so deadlocks and DB lock related information, DB02, the space related information, DB13, DBA, so planning, calendar, planning, so DBA planning calendar, then DB the backups status here, backup status we can check it out. Then ST04 DB performance related transaction code, DB performance related things we can check it out here. So if you use one by one transaction codes, you will get the same screen, or just you can use the one common transaction code, DBA Cockpit. All database related things we can find out in the DBA Cockpit transaction code here, right? So here database related all those things we can monitor it here. Suppose example, if we go to the DB01 transaction code here, we can see the database logs, SAP level, how we can see the logs, SM12 we can see the SAP logs and everything. Same as like database level also, we can see the logs. We can analyze the logs and all those things we can find it in the, so DB01 transaction code here, right? So DB logs. So we can analyze the logs, if any database logs or anything, we can find out in the systems here. We can find out it in the systems here in the DB01 transaction code here. So here, so it's getting the locking information. It will get the logs. Are there any current blocking logs in the system? Are there any? So all the information we can see it here in the DB01 transaction code here. If any logs, it will give the, it will display the information here. It will display the information in the screen here. If no logs. So in case of if any logs find from the database level, so we cannot cancel the logs here. Only thing is the DB restarts. SAP level SM12, we can do the restarts. We can do the SAP, so not the restart, we can delete the logs SM12. But if the database level logs, what we can do, so we can just restart the databases. We need to restart the databases. If you do the restart the databases, then only the issue will be fixed here. For the DB deadlocks, only to clear the DB deadlocks, only one possible way, restart the database. That is what we have to do. That is the DB deadlocks. If anything, rare cases, we may get the DB locks, right? Next, DB02. So is the space related information. The DB02 is for the space related information here, space related. So space means, so database, how much free space, how much memory, what are the tables, free space, and total sizes. So then, so all the information we can see it in the DB02 transaction code here. DB02 transaction tables, how much table, what is the growth of the table. So what is the largest tables, all the information we can see it here. Number of files. So what is the free MB? What is the free MB? So what is the total? How all the information we can see it here. All the information we can see it here. What are the like largest tables here? We can find out the 10 largest tables in the system. What are the largest tables which is occupied the data? So why? Because all the SAP level data will be stored into the table level only. All the SAP level data will be stored into the table level only here. So here we can find out the information. We can find out the table level information and everything here. So it will grab the data, the list of tables and everything. So it is getting the data. So it is getting the largest tables. So because it has to be pull the data. So that's the reason you can see. So it is grabbing the data from the database level. Application is going to be database level. It is grabbing the data and it will give the results to here in the information bar here. So that is what it is doing now, right? So it is grabbing the tables here, getting the largest tables in the database level here. So here you can see the repo load, repo SRC. Then we have some tables are there, which is which is occupying the almost, see here, this is occupying the almost. So what is the used size, what is the reserved size? So all the information, it is giving the information here, all the information. So if you can also check the fastest tables also, we can check it out here, fastest tables here, right? The fast going tables and everything. So we can check it out here, the fast going tables and everything here. Means which out of the database, which tables are growing very fastly, means which tables the data is getting very fastly, and which is growing very so quickly. So that tables related data, fast growing tables data. So we can find out from the here fast growing tables here. Here we can find out, that is called the fast growing tables here, So that information we can find out in the here fast growing tables, and also history, single table analysis, and also entire the DB02 transaction code is for the, so find out the, so space of the tables, fast growing tables, all the information we can find out it in the all the fast growing tables, largest tables, single table analysis, like history, last month, how much data got we received from the application level. So all the information we can find out in the space related here. So this is the ST02. This tab is for the ST04. This tab is STDB02. This tab. This tab is for the performance, means ST04, right? So this is the DB13. This so DB13. So this each tab is a one transaction code here, right? One transaction code here. But so now recent systems, all the transaction codes they have clubbed, they have given the one standard transaction code is called the DBA related, all the DBA related information, space, logs, calendar, DBA planning calendar, so DB backup status, performance related, all those things, space statistics, all the information we can see it in this tab here. So that is called the DBA cockpit. That is called the DBA cockpit transaction code here. Okay, that is called the DBA. So DBA cockpit transaction code here. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so you can see it here. So DBA cockpit, if I use the DBA cockpit, you got the same tabs, right? You got the same tabs here. Just to use the DBA cockpit transaction code, you got the same system landscape, performance, space, backup, history. So if I'm using the individual transaction codes, I'm getting the same. I am getting the same here, right? So I'm getting the same here. So let's see. Retrieving the table history. So it is taking time. Why? Because so long back we never used these transaction codes, right? Now we are using. So when we are using now, the buffers are we getting filled now. The buffers are we getting filled. Why? Because the frequently, suppose we used the DB02, right? DB02, DB01, we used it. Now if you use the DB01, DB02 transaction code, you will get the data. You will get the data here, right? In the browser level, I am using, and also I am using in the here in the console level, in the GUI level also I am using here. So it is retrieving the table history. So it is getting the table history records. History means the past history, last 1 month, last 2 months, last 3 months, how much data we retrieved, all the information we are getting here, all the information we are getting from here, right? So it is called the table history we are getting from here, right? So that is what we are doing here. See here, it is getting, means it is pulling the data from the table level. So then it will give the results to us. Give the results to us here. See here, now we got it here, information. Still, this is checking the history. So because somewhat it's better here. Now, if I go to the ST02 transaction code, definitely there should be some buffers, right? You can see the calendar buffer got improved 100% here. So remaining all also, so it's like 50% I export import buffer. This is fine. This we can ignore it. Now only the foreground buffers, so the table record buffers, these all of that should be 98 and 99% it should be here, right? So we are frequently accessing the data here. So that's the reason this should be fine. So apart from that, so DB13, DBA planning calendar, which means DBA13 means here DB13, DBA planning calendar, DBA planning calendar here, DBA planning calendar here. So here, so see here, you got the planning calendar here, right? So you have got the QE plan. So here we can plan it. So suppose tomorrow you want to schedule the database backup status, consistency, backups, catalogs, anything you want to. So all this win we will be covered in the database topic, database time, database doing the database time, database topic discussion. You will get all those things here. How to check the database consistency, database backup, and everything here. So in case of if you want to plan something here, if you want to create something, if you want to schedule something, suppose tomorrow I want to run my backup, then in the calendar, I can add a schedule, like I can add the schedule. Then if I click it, then it will start it. It will start it here. Then it will start it. It will start it as per the timeline. That is called the planning calendar. So database related anything, we can plan it here. So database related anything, so we can plan it here. So so that is the DBA planning calendar here. That is the DBA planning calendar. See here, still fast growing tables here. History is getting recorded. So DB, that is called the, so DBA, DB13, DBA planning calendar here. If I go to the DB13, DB12, DB12, if I go to the DB12, so you can see it here. It is giving the backup status and everything here. Let's wait. So backup. So here it will display the DB backup status here. Backup found or not found in 7 days. So transaction log, backup log, master, database backup details, all the backups, all the details are giving the results here. All are giving the results here. So backup history and everything. Everything. If you use any transaction code, it will give you the same results. If you give the any transaction code, if you give the results here, space history, performance, system landscape, backups, any same tab, you will get it out here. Instead of that, so directly you can use the, instead of that, directly you can use the DBA cockpit transaction code here. Instead of directly, if you use the DBA cockpit transaction code, you will get the same screen here. So instead of you are using the all the transaction codes, if someone asks tomorrow during the interview point of time, so how to check the space of the database level, it means when we will go to the database level, we will check. No, SAP level, what is the transaction code? How to check the logs? How to check the backup? How to check the performance related? All those things, single, you can tell like a key transaction code, that is called the DBA cockpit. So here we can see the database related connections. So how many, so database related connections are available here. So all the information we can find out here. All the database related details and everything we can find out here, right? So then database connection method, how many connections are initiated, how many so connections are initiated from the database level. So planning calendar, DB13, right? So database performance related means here overview of the performance, database progress, statements, IO performance, logs, memory, all those things, DB01 log, so memory, right? History means, so the database related, so collected history, SQL statements, how many SQL statements are executing here. So database performance, index, space, the backup and recovery, all those things. Normally, what is this performance, backup and location? During the DB time, you will get more. But for now, for any database related information you want, just use the DBA cockpit transaction code to get the data. DBA cockpit transaction code to get the information. If you want to space statistics, you want to table. Why? Because sometimes your manager may ask you, can you tell me the, so can you check the this table growth, this table history, Can you will ask you the, can you check the this, can you analyze the this table, how much free space is there, how much occupied, still how much is there? We want to know the growth. Then in this case, we can check the space history. Just go to the space folder. Then we can check the fast growing tables and the largest tables. We can check it out here. You will get the information here. So you will get the information here, right? Here you will get the information here, right? So So here you can find out the table name, give the table name, suppose like USR02, all the users related information and everything here, right? So all the users related information, everything you can see it here, right? So the fast growing tables, single tables, we can check it out. So all the information we can find out from here, right? So let's wait. Let's see. Here it will give the how much space, how much data file, how many rows, how much what is the data size, table size. You will get the all the information here. You will get the all the information from here. That is what we need to check in the table. In the table or view name. Here we need to check it out the all the information here, right? So that is the table. That is the table name here. So here we got the timeout error occurred while retrieving the data. The system is busy. That's why we got the timeout error occurred here. So DBA cockpit is for the database related anything here. If anyone asks anything, so DBA cockpit is the one single transaction. DBA cockpit is the single transaction code. Here you will get the all the information, DBA related all the information you will get from the systems. DBA cockpit transaction code here. Okay, that is the DBA cockpit related things and everything we can find out from here. Okay, that is the DBA cockpit transaction code here. So apart from that, so we have the some other transaction codes, right? Apart from the DBA cockpit, so ST, so 06, ST06, it's like a OS related information, OS related, all the OS related performance. This is called the OS related. So we have the three layers, right? Operating system level and SAP level and DB level. DB level, DBA cockpit will give the information. SAP level, ST03 will give you the SAP level workload analysis. Then OS level, ST06 is the transaction code. Here we can get the the operating system level transaction code and everything here. If we go to the ST06 transaction code, here operating system level, so operating system level you will get the all the information here, right? Operating system level you will get the all the information here, right? So that is what we can see it here. So let's wait. So here, yeah, we can see it here, operating system level. Operating system means OS. OS level, what and all the things we can see? CPU, memory, disk, network, so all the information, right? OS level, this will be there. So how many CPUs are there? How much memory is there? This is and all that operating system level, we can see it. In case of if you don't have the operating system level access, right? In case of if you don't have the operating system level access here, so operating system level access here, so then you can go to the SAP. So SAP in case of in case of operating system level access here, so then you can go to the ST06. Then you can see the what is the operating system, what is the manufacturer, who is the model. So what is the IO unit system, all the information we can see it here. So snapshot, how many CPUs are there? What is the memory? What is the disk? What is the LAN? So how many top CPU process, monitored process, CPU, previous hours, like history. And also suppose you want to see the how much CPU history. Suppose you want to check the CPU history here, previous hours, previous days. So all the information we can see it from here. All the information we can see it from the ST06 here. So currently CPU utilization, you can see it here. What are the how many system calls here, right? What is the utilization? 20% CPU utilization. So system utilization, user utilization, idle time. So which means here the mainly we need to look at the idle time. Idle time means free time. Idle time means free time here. How much system is free? Idle time is the 74% system is free. Means so 30%, 30 almost 30% system is 30% system is utilizing here, right? I want to check the previous history, previous hours means how it was the last 1 hour, last 2 hours, maybe how it was the previous hours. So like you can see the hours wise, hourly wise, you can see the data. Hourly wise, how much, what is the utilization here? Hours wise, what is the utilization here? So all the information we can see it here. All the information we can see it in the system here. What is the utilization of the each hour? So how many CPUs? What is the CPUs used? What is the process? What is the system utilization? What is the user utilization? Sometimes what happens? Sometimes what happens? So one of our so sometimes what happens? Uh, maybe yesterday it was happened. Maybe your customer or someone will reach out to you. Yesterday, system is very slow. The during the 3 to 4 times, system is very slow. Can you find out what caused the issue? Can you find out what caused the issue here? Then in this case, we need to check it out the. So go to the previous hours. You can check it out. Then previous days. the history, then you can go to the history also. We can check it out the information here, what happened. Also, you can also check the memory, how much memory are it is utilizing here, right? What is the memory utilization of the system here? So all the information you can check it out in the system here. So like, so memory, 3% here. So 3% here. So 2% is free. Then 1. So like last 1 hour. So all the information we can see it. Suppose if you want to see the current memory utilizations, then you can check the memory utilization percentage of the CPU. So here, you can see the what is the free percentage, only 1 here, right? I think almost memory is occupied here. So free memory 137 GB, 135, 137 MB only here. Swap memory how much? So you can see the all the information here, all the information. So which means you no need to log into the OS level, SAP level. Using the SAP level, you can manage the SAP level. You can manage the all the information. SAP level, you can manage the all the information of the SAP level. I can manage the all the information of the CPU, OS, DB related everything here. So which means if you want to troubleshoot one issue, if you have access to the SAP level, you can find out the all the information you can find out from here, right? That is what we can say here. So then ST07 is the transaction code here. ST07 is the transaction code, but this is not much useful. But ST07 is the one of the transaction code application monitor user distribution. Look, like means each application in the SAP, in the ECC, suppose we have the multiple divisions, multiple modules are there. So each module, how many users are logged in, total how many users, how many are active. So application wise here, this transaction code will give you the results here. This transaction code. So this transaction code, when it will be helpful, daily monitoring, during the daily monitoring of the systems, this transaction code will be helpful. Also, whenever you want to troubleshoot the issues, CPU, memory issues, space issues, or anything, sometimes you may don't have the access to the operating system level. So then in this case, you can check the ST06, you can check it out here. So how many users are there here, number of active servers, how many work pros are there, then basis components, how many are using active 5. So then how many are the active 10. Then if you double click it, in that basis components, someone using the above runtime environment ST22, 2 users are active, then security related 1 user is logged in, then user subcomponents 1 user is logged in here, right? So you can get the some information from here. If you go to the AL08, same, we have the 5 users are active currently, right? 5 users are logged in here, so, right? You will get the 5 users related information here. 5 users are here. In the 5 users, one person is using the ST02, one person is the security related user thing, one user is the DBA cockpit AL08. So we have the options here. We have the options here, right? Who is the client host? We are everybody you log into the jump server. That's why you are getting the SAP Windows 2, SAP Windows 2. And suppose if you are using the own PC, then you will get the your own remote PC. It will be tracked here, right? So here I am using the this public IP. Then I logged into public AP. I have used the HTTPS connection, right? I logged into the browser HTTPS connection. That's why it's showing as a HTTPS. Some other connections are the GUI. Then GUI connection here. This is the remote RFC connection, right? So in this way, we can find out how many users, how many backend systems here it's opened. Here we can check it out here. How many backend connections we can check it out the information here. That is what we can see. We can see the information from here in the system, right? So this is the DB connection monitor and DB connection issues and everything we can find out from the systems here. Okay, so that is the DBA. And so here the main thing is, if any OS level information, so you no need OS level access. In case of if you don't have access, then ST06. So if you want to check the system SAP level workload, SAP level information, ST03. If you want to DB related, the straightforward transaction code DBA cockpit. Okay, DBA cockpit transaction code. So these are the DB related, operating system related, and SAP related transaction codes here. So it's not like that these are the complete transaction, only performance related transaction codes here. So apart from that, we have some other transaction codes like, so other transaction codes like a, so SMLG, we know RJ12, right? RFC server groups, RFC server groups. So I think, so shall I stop it here? Will you guys practice all these transaction codes? Why? Because we have a lot of transaction codes, Scott, SOST, SOIN, then SM58, then SMQ1, SMQ2. There are a lot of transaction codes are there. Before that, before deviating the topic, will you guys practice all those things? Okay. Okay, then try to practice it. So yeah.